What up? Oh, look at that smooth entrance by Mr. Cedrice Bennett. What's up, y'all?
As you said something.
What it do? What it do?
Nigga was watching the Warriors.
Only
That's what he was
reason
doing.
2K, baby.
Oh, you was playing the Warriors? Playing with the Warriors? Which one you doing? You think the Warriors gonna make it in the play-in tournament? Anyway.
Wait, but the Warriors likely gonna have to play the Lakers in the play-in tournament. So who you gonna root for? Because
that's hard.
Y'all ain't real fans.
Hard.
I know when you're not a real fan, it is hard.
I'm not you know what? I realize.
No, but BJ can relate though. BJ can relate.
I realized after Kobe retired. I realized after Kobe retired that I may not really be a Lakers fan. I realized that.
You were a Kobe fan.
I may just been no, I was a Lakers fan, and then we got Kobe. I was like, yeah. And then when Kobe retired, I was kind of like, I think LeBron killed it for me.
But last year when they won the ship, you were Team Lakers, though, wasn't you?
Because I'm a
Lakers fan.
Team
Lakers, but Kobe retired many years ago, not last year. So that was just
like when you said, I'm just saying
a little extra bandwagon.
It's a fresh retirement.
No,
I had to think about it. Like, wait, did Kobe retire last year or not last year?
God damn!
Oh man,
what the fuck?
I think you gotta listen to the whole statement that I say, and not just the part that you want to jump on. Okay.
Yeah.
So you asked me who I'm going to root for.
Was logical.
No, you said who I'm going to root for between the Lakers and the Warriors. I said I don't know. I didn't say I wasn't a Laker fan. I said I'm not as strong a Laker fan since Kobe died because I would just say Lakers.
You said I think I'm not a Laker fan anymore, but we can keep going.
Yeah, we can.
Anyway, this is season 2, episode 13. We're gonna do an actual motherfucking check-in now. How was y'all week?
Check in on the NBA. My week was good. Duecey stayed dry all day. He woke up dry and used the potty and stayed dry all day. We ate dinner together at the table, and he mimicked me eating. So I was like, cool. I ain't feeding you. You gonna watch me eat, and you gonna eat. It was a good big boy time. Like he just did everything. He was in my meetings for work and stuff, and he was just sitting there. And he was just I just had a really good time. He comes back for the weekend, so we're finna kick it.
It's a milestone day right there. Not pissing yourself. I remember the last time I can't even remember the last time I pissed myself. That's how milestone long.
That's because you were blacked out.
I got me fucked up. I might have pissed somewhere I wasn't supposed to piss, but I didn't piss on myself.
That you remember.
All right, R. Kelly.
Wow.
We're going completely inappropriate today. We're just going all the way.
Anyway. What's up with you, JT?
I'm not JT.
Oh, well.
We don't know who you are because your screen ain't showing right now.
Well, as y'all can see here from my camera, not y'all, but on the YouTube, black people getting sunburn is real. I am just now. Yeah, this is from when I was in Cleveland and I was sitting in the sun when it was hot. My shit goes through some phases, and now I'm at the peeling phase.
That's weird.
So
I only get sunburn right here. That's the only place I get sunburn.
You beige bastard. That's the only reason you sunburn. Respect my melanin. Nigga, the sun don't respect your melanin.
Right. No, but look, it's the same color as my arm damn near. You see it?
No.
All right, man. My week so far has been pretty good. I'm excited. Got a brand new book. State of Emergency. Tamika. Excited to get into that.
Have you read it? Have you started reading yet?
No, I literally just got it today. So I'm excited for that. A couple of projects are coming into play. Got a writer's room that's going pretty freaking well, man. Like I'm spearheading the writer's room, trying to do a television show, and I got 3 dynamic writers with me who have honestly just been like knocking shit out, and I appreciate them.
Good shit.
Yeah, started doing some little film and shit like that, trying to write something to do, a couple of shorts. Been productive, man. But I will go ahead and say that if you would like to bless me so that I can go ahead and make a move, please feel free to do so. By any means necessary.
Just don't send them Cash App.
Right. Just don't be stupid and talking about you're going to send me $3,000 Cash App, and I got to send you $100 back to process that shit. Don't do me like that.
Yeah, if you send me $3,000, I promise I'll send you $100 back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to jail.
150.
That'd be hell.
Somehow, someway, you're going to jail. Nothing about that's legal.
I ain't signed nothing.
Been but week's been good, man.
Good. That's good. That's good. My week's been pretty chill. Getting ready to transition into a different position at work. So I'm kind of trying to take advantage of my freedoms these next two weeks, and yeah, all is well. So, first I gotta say, shout out to my little sister. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Diamond.
Love you so much. You're best little sister ever and a great mother. So I appreciate you.
So when someone says that their family member is the best family member ever, does that mean better than my family members?
I mean, for me, yeah. And
mean,
from my perspective,
It's
I
subjective.
got you.
It's objective.
It's always
Yeah.
hard because I see that and I want to like the status of some on social media. I want to amen somebody, but I'm like, wait, that means it's better
People
than my
be
little
doing that to parents and stuff. People like,
Yeah, like,
I'm like,
my mama.
right. Like, all right.
Right.
yeah. Yeah. Alright. So we're gonna get into this thing. I'm the anchor in this 4x4 hosting relay, which means I'm probably the strongest one out of all four because that's normally who the anchor is. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this.
Or we just gave you a big enough lead where even if you fumbled it, we'd be all right.
Oh, is that what it
see.
is? Oh, drop the baton ass nigga, huh? That's what you're trying to say? Got me fucked up. Anyway, so we've been
And it's
seeing a lot of a lot of different memes and shit on social media, and we're just going to get into what we think about some of them. So I got a question for you fellas. During normal times, which was pre-pandemic, as an employee, did you feel like you took enough vacation or paid time off for yourself, or did you just work until the wheels fell off, and why?
So, for me, I'm not a good planner. So, if me not using my time off is not necessarily because I want to work hard and I don't ever want to take the time. It's just I'm so spare at the moment when it comes down to travel. You know, unless it's like a guy's trip. If it's like a group thing and everybody's like, let's put your money in, let's go. Other than that, like I'll be like, it's May. I want to go to my brother's house for Memorial Day. And you got to put your time in 3 weeks in advance. And I'm like, well, I want to go in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
I just thought about it.
I just thought about it. And so, like, I'm not good at planning trips and stuff like that. And so the time, and then I live in California. So it's like, it's always a vacation. I can just take off on Friday after work and spend the weekend down in LA or San Diego or Vegas or wherever because it's right here. So I don't need the time off. And then kind of the position I hold in my the company that I work at and the companies I've been working at in the last few years, decade or so, I haven't really needed to take time off. It's just kind of like, I'll holler at y'all when I get back. And I, do my work from where I am. And, I haven't had to really punch a clock like that.
Okay.
Nah. For me, I've always had jobs where I played a pivotal part where I had to plan. And then even when it comes down to it, my problem is making sure everything's okay by the time it's time for me to take my leave. Because working, yeah, I'll put this date in maybe like a month in advance. But then that week of, I'm hustling, bustling, trying to make sure that, everything's good. So that when I leave, ain't nobody got to call me for shit. Although in all my roles here in my pure adulthood, that's never been a thing because there's always something. Someone's always got to call about some shit. Because the problem about being an assistant of any sort is because someone is always leaning on you to help them through their day. And so if they're not in charge of their day and then you're gone, then they don't know how to fend for them themselves. And that's real. And that's a headache at the same time. But I normally don't do a lot of vacationing simply because at the end of the year, I like to have my days. So when I can go home for Christmas, I can go home and chill. Congress, when I was there, like we finally got those 2 weeks between Christmas and New Year's. Luckily, this new job now, well, I've been there for 3 years now. They do the same thing, so that's decent. But I will always have at least 4 or 5 days to take over into the next year, like regardless, whatever's going on, And it's not about me. Oh, I just want to make sure, I'm saying, like I'm doing the absolute best. Like I can't leave because everything's gonna fall. It's just I I'd rather save my time, and sometimes, actually, no, it will. People will actually lose their shit if I'm not there.
See, I'm totally opposite of both of y'all. I'm the worst at taking time, and it's not that I can't or that anything like that. I think it's two reasons. One, the last 7 or so years, the companies I worked at had unlimited PTO. So when I actually have a set amount, I'm more likely to take it because I know I'm only allowed a certain amount. But when a limited PTO, it's a little different because I don't have to worry about using it or losing it. I know I can just go when I need to go. And especially with the last job I was at, I could literally come in on Monday and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna be gone from Wednesday until next Wednesday. All right, like I ain't need the 30 days type shit."
Explain
So-
this unlimited PTO though, because that I've never heard that.
So it happens basically
He be quitting.
a lot in the tech space.
Quit.
Well, most tech companies do it, and the way that it works is that you get unlimited approved PTO. So you're supposed to request 30 days in advance, and as long as you request 30 days in advance, if you want to take a week every month, you can. There's no limit to it as long as you're still doing whatever your job is, whatever your goals are, whatever your target is, whatever assignments need to be done. As long as you're doing that, they don't actually put a limit on the days. So like other jobs I worked, it was like every year you get 10 PTO days or whatever it might be.
Sound like a setup for me.
Well, it's actually a lot of studies that show people take less PTO in the system this way because they don't feel like they're actually fighting against the calendar. And that's the true with a lot of people, but I'm the worst part of that spectrum because I never took PTO for two reasons. One, I'm in sales and I'm in commission-based sales. So if I take vacation,
You're not making
I'm
money.
impacting my wallet. Right. So like I have very expensive habits, so I can't just randomly be willy-nilly taking off vacation time and acting like it's all good when I got random shit I just bought that I got to figure out how to pay for.
As you said in the last episode.
right. But then the other thing is I'm uber competitive, so if I take a vacation and then I ended up losing like salesperson of the month by like $2,000, and I feel like I could have easily made that if I was working, I would kill myself at the end of the month. Like, nigga, if you was here, you would have fucking won. You wouldn't have came in second, or you wouldn't have came in third. You would have came in first, or whatever it might be. So those two things were just like, maybe I won't take vacation yet. So it got so bad when I was at Yelp for those 3.5 years. I think I might have took outside of the holidays because they actually gave us off between Christmas and New Year's. So I would always go home for a week and then go hang with my brothers for a week. But outside of that, I might have took a total of like 7, 8 PTO days over 3 years. And when I finally left, they wrote it all over. So I had this crazy ass check. I was like, what the hell is this? I think it was an error. They was like, no, those are your days. I was like, oh shit. So I was kind of glad about that. But at my most recent job, doctor.com, I was maybe 2 years in, and I hadn't taken a PTO day yet. And my manager at the time, she had just like kind of taken over, get approvals for PTO and all of that stuff and whatnot, and the paperwork. And she was like, "Why do you have so many hours? What have you been doing? Blah 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 blah." And then I was just like, I told her just what I told y'all, and she literally said, and this was in November. She said, "You're taking 2 months off in November, you're taking 2 months off in December, and then you got the last week at the end of the year." I was like, "What?" She was like, you're going to burn out. We're going to lose you, and you're going to burn out, and you're never going to want to do sales again unless you start taking PTO. So she actually forced me into taking 5 weeks in the last 2 months of the year before last. And when I did, I felt so recharged. I was like, oh, shit, I've been doing this all wrong. So that kind of like made me reset and how I thought about it. And the last year, well, I guess it was right before Rona started, I had started to plan more trips and travel and things like that. So last year for me was going to be my year of travel because I was like, okay, I'm actually going to take this unlimited PTO because I feel so much better. I was refreshed. I was a better employee just in general when I took the time. But then Rona. So here we are.
Yeah, there's absolutely no
Sorry.
gift certificate to Applebee's that's worth me not taking my PTO.
Yeah, Rona
Absolutely
definitely is a bitch.
Wait.
So
You talking about what I said like with the pay and stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's a difference between I don't know $3,000 and you taking 4 days off of work, mm,
Maybe.
it's not a guarantee of $3,000, but it's
it's the
a
potential.
really strong possibility.
See, I gotta be started in the top two in order for me to even give a dag.
Oh yeah, I was in the top 2 or 3 every month, so
Okay.
it was always a tight race every month. That's what I'm saying,
That's what's up.
and I didn't want to lose.
That's cool. And then after you win it, hopefully that's when you take your PTO.
No, because the month
Nah,
starts
I
over.
mean,
It starts all over again.
right?
It starts all
Yeah.
over.
You go back to
See?
zero on the first of each month.
See, that's that cycle they got you in, my brother. Like you can't see now.
My
bro.
brother.
Hey, I learned my lesson, man.
Alright,
Drake
but
got
for
stuff to pay
me,
off, man. Let's encourage him to stay.
man, for me, like pre-pandemic, when it came to paid time off, it was pretty much the same because in the industry I'm in, depending on your rank or whether you're a server, manager, or where you're at, you might not even have paid time off. So, like this last 6 months, I was kind of like Dre in the sense of like if I don't work, I'm not getting paid. So why take the time off? Or I would like right now, I purposely made my days off Sunday and Mondays. That way, if I do want to take like a long weekend, I just got to get Saturday covered and get Tuesday covered, and I got a 4-day weekend, and I still got the rest of the week to do what I got to do. But when I actually did my last job before Rona hit, when I did have time off and stuff like that, I was actually being better at actively using it. In the past 3 years, after one of my good friends, Chris Dutil, passed away, and we went to the funeral, and I realized I hadn't seen a lot of people in 20 years. I didn't really talk to them and stuff like that. And then, especially after we went on our first guys trip, and then the next one, and we were planning the third one when we went to New York, it was like those are times that are they just mean so much to me that it's worth losing a little money. It's worth using that time off to make sure we, because we're getting older, so just make sure we're building those memories and having things to just to hold on to. It's just really important to me. But other than that, like I was always
real quick, B, before you finish, that's a good point, and that's actually, I guess, part of the revelation I had because when she made me take those first 2 weeks in November, it was right around the holidays, and with y'all being, people who don't live at home either, you can probably relate. When you went home for the holidays, it's probably like you're there for 3 days and you're out, and you get to see people, but you don't get to like be around your people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when she made me took 2 weeks, the first 2 weeks was all Cleveland. And man, I'm reconnected with high school people I ain't seen in 8-10 years. I'm actually getting to know my family members, like my cousins who, when I left for college, were like preteens or adults now. We're actually getting to bond. So like having those experiences, that's what really made me think like, oh damn, all right, I need to pivot.
Yes, you have to because it's just one of those things where, like, we can work every day, pick up shifts whenever they call you, because you're chasing the money. But at the end of the day, when we're all said and done, it's like, man, I ain't seen my boys in forever. Man, I haven't spent any time with my grandmother. Man, I haven't seen my niece or my nephew in so long. And then what's crazy is we're spending that money anyway. So it's not like we're making so much money that it matters. So the money's gone by the time you realize you haven't seen this person in 6 years or 5 years or however long it is. So it really doesn't. It's a catch-22 because yes, obviously we need money, but I think we need time and experiences for our soul way more than we do the money. But I will say this: Said had a good point about proximity when it comes to vacation. Like he's in a vacation destination, California, and he can drive up the coast, northern or southern, and go to LA or go to wine country, go to the beach, go to San Diego. Like he's got so many options where I'm in Oklahoma, I have to get on a plane to go somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
I shouldn't laugh.
But I mean, it's
Region
true.
number 7,822. You shouldn't
mean,
be in Oklahoma.
Absolutely.
It's some
We all
good shit
agree.
down here,
That's-
man.
We all have one perspective on that.
Yes.
I mean, but
The
just
only
like
indivisive topic that we got.
nigga, I'm gonna argue this shit. All right, the ease of getting places that might be a little more fun for at least damn. I guess all three of y'all kind of close to fun shit. I'm only 3 hours from Dallas, so fuck you. So what? But the point is, like, you can go to a beach anytime you want to and feel like
You
you're on
gotta travel.
vacation. You know what I'm saying? You can go to a beach anytime you want to, so and get that relaxation. But
Yeah, we all got beaches pretty close to us. So, yeah.
Yeah.
you know what?
How about you
I
can
got
go to, like,
I got
you
I
can
got
go to a
lakes.
lake that they put
Exactly.
sand
I got
out
lakes.
there and act
I got
like
lakes.
you're in
That's
California.
what that's what we do.
They don't even allow black people to half of the lakes BJ talking about.
Damn. That's fucked
Wrong
up.
state,
Where do you
but
think
it
you're
sound like
going?
Ozarks over here. Hey,
Isn't that
boy.
voice too, though, Sid? Where do you think you're going, boy?
Y'all fucked up. There's something wrong with you. Seriously. But pushing through. So, do you see yourself changing after living through the pandemic? Do you see yourself using more paid time off, being more thoughtful about it, or just grinding even more now because you've seen what could happen?
Yes. Why? Because I'm so used to not being in that office building. I really don't want to be there anymore. Like if I could find me a job, which I'm working on, holla at your boy, California, where I don't have to be in the office building anymore. That's where I am. Like this whole pandemic has let me know that I can work and produce quality work, not being in the office. Like I don't need to be in the office anymore. And so I say that I'm going to do whatever I can and not be in that building as often. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to take my time. Plus, brought up some points of just being able to get out and live, man. Like just like I want to. I don't know. This is not. Yeah. It's not something we're gonna talk about on purpose anyway. But like, if y'all ever seen a meme, you know what I'm saying? Like you work for these jobs and you almost kill yourself, and next thing you know, like these are the type of positions that will replace you, within a week. And so there's no reason for me to work myself to death for somebody else. I'll say, you know what I'm saying?
I kind of take issue with that meme because you're gonna get replaced by a lot of things when you die. Anyway, keep going.
Absolutely. But at the same time, like, here it is. Like, I'm spending all my time in this office doing all of this for somebody else and for this corporation, for this job.
Yeah.
When, you know what I'm saying, I just need to see my folk. Like, Dre brought up the fact that, like, even when we go home for Christmas and stuff like that, you're in it for, like, 3 days. Like, and it's literally just enough for me to sit up underneath my family. You know what I'm saying? Not going anywhere, not doing
And it's
too
so much going on already.
So much.
And then you get that.
Like-
You was here, you ain't see me. Like,
Absolutely.
Right.
There are people that I try to connect with, and of course they have families, like, you know what I'm saying, like they have kids, family, and all the other stuff, and trying to like, hey, I'm the single guy, come hang out at the bars and clubs with me, you know what I'm saying? like I'm just home to, you know what I'm saying, to celebrate, and some of them just were like, I got to put the kids' toys together. Why? Because I'm only there for 3 days. And I get there on Christmas, if not Christmas Eve, like super, super, super late. So it's kind of like, yeah, like I want to take PTO as much as I possibly can without, you know what I'm saying, getting fired from it.
Yeah, I think my answer is yes, but it's kind of no because I see myself along the lines where JT started with working for a company where I actually don't have to be in the office per se, and that I could work from wherever I want to. So, like in my mind, I'll fuck around and be in Hawaii for a week, but I'll be working during the day and doing Hawaii during the evening.
That's dope, yeah.
So it won't be like PTO or a vacation. I'll still be working. I'll just be doing it remotely because of the flexibility that Rona has showed companies that their employees can have and still do specific kinds of jobs. Basically, what I do is absolutely one of those jobs. So I likely wouldn't accept a position where that wasn't an option. I'm definitely still going to try to take more time, and most of that is probably going to be less destination stuff and more, like with the family. Like, because even if I did the regular work from wherever I'm at kind of thing, a lot of times the hanging and the bonding and stuff that I really want to do, it's easier to do it during the daytime, especially with JT said if people got like kids and this and that. If I'm coming in on the holidays and they doing that, what I'm gonna do? Go Black Friday shopping with them? That's not fun, right? So I'm gonna still try to do it more and be real intentional about doing that, but also ideally post pandemic, the positions will be more flexible in terms of where I work at, so I'll just be able to get away and have peace of mind anyway, just because of that.
Yeah, that is kind of hard to do though, because when we go in town, we're coming in with a different mindset. We're coming in like, let's kick it, let's hang out, let's go rehash old times, and they're continuing their regular lives. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are always available, you kind of don't want to kick it with them because they're always available. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they ain't got nothing going on, so they just like, yeah, we
Damn,
you
nigga.
you come in town.
I don't feel that way.
No,
No, don't put that on me.
Right.
like, oh no, this is me talking. This is my perspective. Most of the people who
Clearly.
don't have anything to do when you come in town don't got nothing to do when you ain't in town. So ain't nothing going on. And those are, I don't know. I think, and those are the people we come back to our out of town spaces and say, when I go around my hometown, everybody's doing the same thing, right? Those are the people we're talking about. But for me, it's not so much as like changing so much as how I do things. I want to travel more, so that's going to change across the board. Like I just want to travel more and do more. I really haven't traveled a whole lot since my military days, and that was a long time ago. But really, it's just more focused on where I work. You know, I'm not one of those people who only know my worth when it comes to a relationship. Like, I know my worth when it comes to my professional skills, you know, I know what I bring to the table. When I sit at an interview, like, I'm not sitting there like, oh, my God, I hope I get this job. I'm like, I hope y'all see what I got, and I hope I like y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been offered jobs and been like, no, I'm cool, because I didn't like how y'all sounded in there. Y'all sounded kind of unorganized, or y'all didn't really, and I was just like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
So it's more so like, you know, and I'm looking.
And it's funny. It's a weird way to put it, but companies are definitely, for lack of a better word, turned on. Like when you come in with that type of energy, like they like it when you come in and you're interviewing them when they're trying to.
Yeah, you're
interview you.
supposed
Oh
to.
yeah,
But yeah.
my interviews be crazy, and even my interview email is capable.candidate@gmail.com, and I walk in the room with that mentality, like, all right, I'm gonna let you answer your questions, but then I hope you're ready for when it's my turn.
Yeah, for real. And so, and I noticed that, like, when you carry that attitude, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I noticed
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
that
credit
when
for that.
you carry that attitude,
Capable
you do
candidate.
kind of,
Oh,
you do
boy.
kind. I haven't really walked away from any interviews in a long time I can think of where I didn't get the job. You know what I'm saying? And so, I'm just really into work-life balance. Like, I can't work at a place where you telling me, yeah, you're gonna work here 40 to 80 hours a week, but then we also want you to be strategizing and thinking about stuff. And you know, it's cool for you to send an email at 11 o'clock at night or 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, we look for stuff like that to show that you're working hard. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna be working hard then, because when I get out of here at 5,
I'm over those days.
I'm done. Now, don't get it twisted. My position, it's kind of hard because you do carry a lot of responsibility, but it's like, I can think of something for work, write it down, and keep it moving. I'm not about to fire up my computer and be like, let me go in here and start sending emails, and let me go in here and start writing out, you know, work plans and stuff like that. But yeah, I realized in this pandemic my worth for real, and just establishing, you know, that financial security to where you can go into a job and not feel pressed to get that job, because it's not like, if I don't get this job, I'm gonna be out here hungry or in the dark or whatever like that. You know, it's like, okay, well, if I don't get this one, it's another one coming. So yeah, it really is. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say another thing that I think weighs on how I take my PTO is if I have a job that I love going to every single day.
Yep.
Like I have had jobs that I was like, I can't wait to get there. Why? Because, you know, the workload is a good flow, right? It can be hectic. That's fine. It has its moments. But I like the people. The workflow was good. You know, it's in a great location. You know, downtown DC is pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? Besides the parking, how freaking expensive that is. But nonetheless, I appreciate where I work. So,
Yeah.
and especially if you have a great team
Yep.
that, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, I don't want to take a PTO day, but at the same time, I need such and such to be covered. Can you know what I'm saying, do X, Y, Z so I ain't got to use these hours? You know what I'm saying? Those type of things that kind of I've learned to, you know, negotiate and maneuver with people that I work around to kind of help keep me from having to use PTO days. But if we're talking about like meaningful, long extension of PTO days, like vacationing and actually getting away from where I actually live right now, then yeah, I'm gonna put more work into that.
Yeah, and that's real because that's true. I've only taken maybe 3 days of PTO. I don't really take a week or 2 weeks. I've never really done that. So, and you're right. It does really depend on if I like my job. It's cool. Like you go to work, your team is cool. If y'all the happy hour type crew, y'all do that sometimes, and your life is cool. Sometimes some of us live a life that we don't need to take a break from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and a crazy thing about, liking a job, with me, if I don't like a job, even when I take those days, I'm more likely going to do a staycation just because I just need a mental reset versus worrying about traveling and doing this and booking that and running here, running there, making an itinerary. I'm going to just be like, man, I'm taking 3 days and I'm going to sit my black ass at home because I'm fucking sick of y'all and I need to refocus. Yeah. So it's not even an enjoyable vacation when I don't like my job. It's just literally something I have to do mentally.
Because sometimes you even need a vacation day from your vacation, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That day that, you've done all of this relaxation elsewhere, but that travel in between is another hectic thing. You're just like, I don't want to go back to work just yet. Let me chill.
It's good that you said that, Dre, because I was going to say, or ask you guys, do you believe in just taking a mental health day? Like, you don't have anything planned. You don't, like, I think so often people think about PTO as far as, like, you're going to do something fun or whatever. But sometimes you just don't have it in you. And you just need to sit on the couch and watch movies all day, or sit on the couch and call a good friend and have a good conversation and just reset and relax. So I wonder, or I was going to pose the question of, do you guys think that's important, or do you use your PTOs for that as well?
Man, I'm
Absolutely.
more likely to do that. Go ahead, JT.
I'm gonna say absolutely. If you don't want me coming here with attitude, and, you know what I'm saying, then yeah, I'm gonna take me a mental health day, because there's some days where, some weeks I'll say, that I've been on the job, and for the life of me, I don't understand why can't nobody get their shit right, and it'll stress me out. Next thing you know, if you know me, I'm pretty cool, whatever, in the sense of just like attitude wise, right? Like I don't, lay back. As long as we do our shit, I don't care. But if it comes too hectic and no one can't get right, I'm a different person. So in order for me to reset, yeah, mental health day in a heartbeat. Even a mental health afternoon of I had to play. I don't play hooky now, especially at the wonderful job that I have. I would never do that. But the wonderful thing that we do have at work
That's
is
a nice disclaimer. After you already told everybody you're looking for another job, you dumbass nigga.
No, those people already know that part. Yeah. But I still do quality work while I'm there.
I got you.
Yeah. But no, like we have a space where in the office it was used in a sense for new mothers that would breastfeed, but instead, after a while, they're not doing that anymore, like pumping or whatever. So you can go in there and just chill, cut off a light or two, and just like take a good old nap. Like I've had, 2 jobs. The last 2 jobs have had spaces like that, and those are life saving. You know what I'm saying? Especially in that 3 o'clock drag, man. So yeah. So find your way. Find your way to get some peace.
One thing I was gonna say back on the other question real quick is just like I just learned how to be off when I'm on vacation or when I'm taking these PTO days. I just learned that because I'll be sitting on the beach thinking about work and why, you know what I'm saying? And I just really learned how to just really unplug from work and actually be off. I just figured that out a couple years ago. So PTO wouldn't have done me no good up until then. And then the next thing I wanted to say was, I used to say this at a job when I back in Kentucky. Once again, the position I held in the company. And she wasn't my peers, but she was something like my peers. She used to get mad when I say it, and I would say, I don't deal with difficult employees. Employees have to deal with me, right? Because I'm their boss, so I don't have to deal with your attitude, you know. But
Black man.
with that reality, there's a certain level of responsibility, right? So with that reality, there's a certain level of responsibility. So knowing that they have to deal with me, that's where, like JT said, you want to come here with an attitude? Like, I know that if I come in and I'm on 10, then people are not going to just be like, oh, Cedric is just having an off day. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be worried. You know, they're going to be like, and I don't like that. I don't like people feeling like I'm a tyrant or I'm going to come around and, you know, it changes the work environment and stuff like that. So keeping that mindset, knowing that the people that you lead are looking to you off your attitude, I really have to keep these mental health days going. And sometimes it'd be in the middle of the day. I'll just be like, listen, I'm going to push all my meetings to another time, and I'm going to go ahead and take off because, I can't sit in another meeting without me going off. You know what I'm saying? Or even just not being present. You know, I'm not even here right now.
Yeah, with me, I don't necessarily see those as vacation days or PTO days for me. I use sick days in lieu of that. Like if I wake up and I'm just like in a funk or in a bad mood, I'll call my manager and be like, "Yeah, I ain't gonna make it in today." They're like, "What's wrong?" "Man, I just ain't in a good headspace." And I'm like, I'm just taking a mental day. But it's essentially coming out of my sick time. But that's how I'll use it because I don't necessarily, knock on wood, I don't really get sick too often, so I always had a surplus of those days. But especially in sales, your energy is the only thing that translates in the phone. So if you ain't got it that day, you wasting everybody's fucking time by coming to work. So like if I'm off or if I'm just in a funk or if I know I'm not going to be able to be who I normally am, I'm just like, yo, I'm not coming in today. Have whoever reschedule my meetings for another day because I don't want to blow whatever I had lined up. So I take them, but I take them as sick days, not necessarily like PTO. I don't even, like in my mind, I don't even compute them as being the same as PTO.
Yeah, I know in California we get PTO, not get, but we have PTO days, and not PTO day. I'm sorry, mental health days.
Health. Yeah.
But you're right; it comes out of your sick time, so it doesn't really matter. But you have to offer those. But you know, nobody can really ask you why you taking off anyway. They ain't supposed to.
They're not supposed to, but you got disrespectful ass managers who will try to get that out of you.
It's so many HR rules that companies don't follow. Like that's a whole episode. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So what you got going on? Nick, none of your business. Like,
right. I did what was in the fucking guidebook for me to do. Now shut up and
I'll
I'll see
2
you
hours
tomorrow.
in advance. You know what I'm saying? Like it's advance notice.
Man,
I ain't
I
coming.
had one
See,
of the worst managers.
Regardless of the
type
reason, I
shit.
ain't coming.
Like,
See, so
you're-
my bad. Go ahead, JT.
no, go ahead, man.
So
I'm
for me,
about to go off. Go ahead.
I can tell, but for me, I'm in a totally different situation when it comes to it because all you guys are definitely mainly like office managers or office type work where if you're not there, you can do your shit later and it's still going to be all right? Or unless you have a deadline that you have to get done today, that's a joint effort. You're really not affecting anybody. If a server calls off at 10 o'clock in the morning and they're supposed to be, oh no, they called off at 10:08 this morning and they were supposed to be there at 10 talking about,
literally this morning though,
This
at
morning.
his job.
Let's just
You can
say,
tell by the anger in his voice.
let's just say they got their second COVID shot and they don't feel good today. All right, man. Now you're affecting the entire restaurant because now we're down a server. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
We
let
got,
people be sick.
man, come on.
In general,
That's
though.
another,
But in general.
in general,
I hear
but
what
that's
you're
another thing. Like, I didn't went to work sick so many times. I'm not trying to hear that shit. But
Maybe you
what restaurant is
shouldn't,
this?
right? Maybe you shouldn't.
Stop.
whatever.
Right.
Anyway,
What restaurant is this?
but the point is, like, when you do that,
One I'm not going
you
to.
are automatically putting everybody behind. So you got all these reservations, big groups coming in. Now you got to text people at 10 o'clock, 10:30 to try to get them to come in, who they probably still sleeping or hungover or ain't answering, those text messages. So it just fucks you. right? And maybe you are sick, or maybe you just drank too much and you don't feel like coming in, or like it's other shit. Like you can tell when somebody be bullshitting and when somebody's not. Also,
See,
so it's
B,
just
I'm not-
different in your position. The only person you really are affecting is yourself at the time.
but I'm
and-
at the exact opposite end of that spectrum though, because when I'm not there, it don't impact other people. But the reason I don't take sick time is because it absolutely impacts me.
Yeah.
Because if I have, let's say, 4 sales calls scheduled for the day, and I call off, them 4 sales calls is going to other people who probably gonna close them deals, and I'm never gonna see them again. So that's the reason why I don't take sick time unless I'm contagious. Then if it's a headache, if it's a broken leg, if it's whatever the fuck it might be, I'm gonna find a way to work through it as long as I ain't contagious. Because otherwise I'm fucking myself. I'm not fucking other people. They're actually benefiting from me not being there, but I'm hurting myself by not being there.
Yeah, BJ, I got a question. I never thought about it when I was at Johnny Carino's in Frankfurt, though. But like, is there a way to flip the system to have people on standby? Like, I don't think that's a thing. It may be now, but like, because I get what you're saying. Somebody calls off, that throws off the whole, situation. But what about people that, like, literally have at least 4 people on standby just in case XYZ happens?
Well, there's some restaurants or some places where you might have an on-call person, but sometimes even that situation is such an unfair situation to that person. Say you're on call and you might have something you want to do, but you can't do it at least until an hour after. Say your on call is 10 to 1 or some bullshit like that, or just 10 o'clock on call.
Oh, you have a schedule on call.
Yeah. Well, we don't, but I've worked. We don't, but I've worked at places that would do that. Like your schedule on call. If you don't get a call by 30 minutes after that, you're set. You can do what you want. But that means you have to wake up, get your stuff ready, whatever, or at least be ready to leave the house. So that's cool, but it's an unfair system. Motherfuckers should just come to work. You know
Yeah, I
what I'm
thought
saying?
you were just talking about when you're like, oh, such and such is out. Just call everybody who's not working today. But you
Well,
saying
sure,
people are
yeah,
actually
you can-
on the
Oh,
schedule.
that, yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
you're saying people are actually on the schedule, like you're on call
Yeah,
today, like a fucking doctor. I mean, like a ER or something.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that sucks.
I've
That
worked with-
sucks.
That's why I say it's really not a fair system. It's a system, but it's one that kind of sucks. Other than that,
Yeah,
like
well,
we did this morning, we just had to text people to see who could come in.
before we get too far down the road, B, I don't think you answered the second question.
I didn't. Y'all niggas like to talk.
All right.
This is an
why we're on the
audio
podcast.
podcast. Looking at
Do you do I see that changing after living through the pandemic? I'm definitely gonna continue taking as much time off as I can while doing my job to the best of my ability. It will definitely be not necessarily like paid time off, whatever, but just like maneuvering my schedule so I can string days off in a row in 2 different weeks. Like I said earlier, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and still be able to work my whole 5 days for each week. Definitely going to do that more.
just no sick time ever in life,
Right.
no matter what.
Sick time,
Only
sick time really don't happen, man. I mean, like in this industry,
no, we
you
understand
have to,
that.
You have
We
to
get it.
be,
Sniff,
you have to
sniff.
be fucked up to really get it, especially in a managerial role. Like service and bartenders, they call out all the time. But in the
I
other
only
role,
got COVID. I
it's-
wear
it's
2
not-
masks.
Right.
No, so that's the one thing that we didn't fuck around with. But like, I'm not gonna
Any other
lie.
contagious shit. Fuck it,
I'm not gonna lie. I've worked with the flu before.
bitch.
So you
What
got
restaurant is
acid.
this?
This was.
I'm
This
just
was,
gonna
this
cook
was a
from
different
home
one.
the rest of my life.
Absolutely.
cooking
I'm just
from home
no.
the rest of my life.
I'm
not-
serious.
No.
Okay, I get it, but you're doing $90,000 a week. You got to get it done. There have been times when I was with one restaurant. I went in at 6 a.m.
Who's doing $90,000 a week?
The
Where,
restaurant.
where,
The
where's that
restaurant,
from?
not a person.
The restaurant,
Not
not,
a
a person.
Let me follow that. Let me follow that.
I went at 6 a.m. Fevers, chills. Luckily, my team was like, "Hey, just stay in the office right now. You good? We got you." But that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you just have to push through it because there's nobody else that can do it.
Nigga, you're contagious. Go,
Right.
nigga.
At that point, fevers and chills, you're contagious.
Yeah, let's just get the whole restaurant sick, so we got to
Yeah.
shut down for 4 days and have
Yeah,
health
you're not-
violations
you're definitely
instead
not
of one
getting
nigga
that
who's
90.
staying at home.
I mean,
Definitely
I
getting
get
that
Right.
I
You
absolutely
get 4,000 that week because you closed
I
for 5
absolutely
days.
understand what you're saying, but I'm telling all three of you niggas that shit doesn't happen. I'm telling you
No,
because
I-
I know.
And I'm
So,
telling you it should.
oh, I mean,
Yeah, I'm telling you
okay.
it should.
I'm just telling you it doesn't.
Jerry about to change the game.
What
nigga.
doesn't
Nasty
happen?
ass
Like people,
niggas.
like people don't get sick from servers and bartenders.
No, he's saying
and-
people, even if they're like really, really contagious, they still work in the restaurant industry.
Depending
I'm
on
saying some
who it
nasty
is.
niggas.
Yeah, but I honestly,
Fucking
I
nasty.
get what you get. I get what you're saying, and it's absolutely gross. But at the same time, you need to be where you need to be.
Hey, real talk.
Uh,
The closest thing to a sweatshop I ever worked
Needs to
at
be at
was in
home.
food services. Hospitality, I
Absolutely.
should say. Hospitality, it's the closest thing to a sweatshop. For real.
Right?
Yep.
'Cause they
a
don't
dressed
care.
up sweatshop,
Yep.
sweatshop, and so I need to go back because this whole PTO thing is. I want to encourage people to take PTO real quick because I've had disrespectful managers
Man.
who don't understand that you want to take days and you should take days, and the operation is more important than your mental health, or anything personal to you, and just don't get it. I had a manager who literally liked to manage in fear. Like, their whole style was making sure the
Everybody's
office
scared of
was scared.
Yeah.
And you try to convince this fool, but like that's just how they work, and that does not produce anything worth value. I've completely
It
learned
produces employees that want to leave. Right.
Yeah,
turnover.
absolutely. It produces turnover, and at the same time, like, and I would say, and especially I guess in the Hill, maybe it's DC. I don't know. Like, this is where the bulk of my pure professional work has been. Like, who you are as a person really gets around. Like your reputation, right? And so you could really do some great work, but if people don't like you, it ain't gonna fly. Like, you're not gonna make it to wherever the next phase is or the next office is. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you just know somebody, or you got to be super, super, super dope. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing. But I say this to people that fuck those people that want to manage you in fear and don't want you to take your PTO.
That's
You know
real.
what I'm saying? Take your days, like, you know what I'm saying? I will say this, like, there's been moments where, like, wasn't the best at making sure the office was okay before I left on vacation. So
Yeah.
that was that's on me,
That's just
right?
maturity. You got to grow as a professional.
You know what I'm saying? And I take that, but after a while, you know what I'm saying, handle it. If I'm not there, these particular people will take care of XYZ. These other people will take care of that. Also, there's a moment where you got to treat people like adults. And I say this when I was a scheduler. And the thing is, if you manage somebody so much that they can't function without you there, you might be over managing. And that is a problem. It's an absolute problem. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I want everybody to do a great job or whatever you're doing, but take your days off.
But you know what? Because honestly, so this was a big like leap of faith. It was cool that I was financially stable enough to do so. And we talked about it off the air, I think. But like, man, me from Juneteenth till November 30th, I was unemployed. For this reason, JT, it was like my brother had just got pepper sprayed and attacked by the police in a demonstration in Ohio. I had planned for the school to be on lockdown because they were doing demonstrations where they were setting stuff on fire around the place I was working. So I had to get the place ready to, not for at least damage as possible. During the time, I think, So it's like during George Floyd and all that, where it's just like people were just burning stuff down and breaking windows and stuff like that. So I had to make sure the building was safe, and then it was just, and then it was a very high stress job anyway. You know what I'm saying? The budget's about $10 million, and just for my section, to do what I got to do. I had mad employees, and I was responsible for over 1,000 people in the building and stuff like that. And it was just a lot. And I remember I said, listen, I just need to take Thursday and Friday off. Just let me have Thursday and Friday so I can have a long weekend and I'll be good. Just give me that. And and she was just like, well, no, Mr. Bennett, you got things to do, and da 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 da. I was like, so whatever I got to do, I'm gonna make plans for that, because I had a person who worked right under me who basically did my job until they hired me, and it was vacant for almost a year. So I was like, she's really good at doing my job. So, well, she can't do it as good as me, but so she's really good at doing this job. Let's go ahead and let her do what she got to do, and I'm gonna go ahead and take these 2 days off. Well, you gotta let me know at least. She said, you said you got things you got to take care of. Let me know what some of those things are. I said, I don't have to tell you, nor am I gonna tell you what I got to do. And it was also during the time I was going through this custody stuff, so I had to go to court and stuff. It was just a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? During the civil unrest, it was right around episode 3, and so season 1, episode 3, and I was just like, yo, I just can't, like, if you're not gonna give me the time off, I'm just gonna take it, and I'll just stay gone. You know what I'm saying? And I just had to check my account and forecast some stuff, and I said, okay, cool. As long as I'm working, by the end of November, I'll be good to go.
Because it's one thing for me to tell you in
left.
advance that I need these days versus
Yeah.
me just calling and in that morning, right? Like,
I'm
I'm
like,
telling
guess
you,
what?
Yeah, I'm sick, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm sick for
I
2
feel
weeks.
like, that's a whole nother thing. But at the same time, like, if I know I need, in your situation, I need Thursday and Friday because there's a lot of bullshit going on. Like, they're not looking at the bigger picture.
Mm-mm.
Like, we're talking about the mental health, which affects the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? How you work in the office, how you work. Yeah, that's stupid on their part, but I'm glad now, you know what I'm saying, you're in a better
Yeah,
place,
it was
position
crazy.
wise and all that. But
Especially
yeah, they don't think about shit like that.
Especially as one of those jobs that you really don't clock out. I mean, all salary, so you don't clock out anyway. But it's one of those jobs you really don't quote unquote clock out of. Like, any time of the day they can call you. 6 o'clock. We was recording one night and they were calling me, and I was just like, I'll hit you back when we wrap. You know what I'm saying? But it's because it's like all day, all night. You know, Cedrice, we need this. Cedrice, we need that. Cedrice, what about your team? Cedrice, what about? I'm just like, okay, Thursday and Friday. Just give me Thursday and Friday. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't do it, so I was like, well, somebody gonna do it. So
They're gonna do it Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday too.
Right, for the next 6
Peace.
goddamn months without me.
All you have to
Until
do is
further
give me
notice, my
Thursday and
nigga.
Friday.
that's all I want. 2 days, and the building's not gonna fall down in 2 days. Trust me, I built it up enough to where it won't.
And the thing is, like, as much time as you put in, you know what I'm saying, doing excellent work, and you're asking for 2 days so you can still be in good shape. I remember we had, right after George Floyd situation, like, luckily, our HR team was like, you know what? If anybody needs time to literally sit your ass down and disconnect, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it when jobs don't look at you like a human being. Like, you're just the job. Like, that's the part where you lose a lot of good qualified people because you're just not being understanding about people not needing to be in a certain space, particularly in that office.
And I even told her, I said, dude, as a black man with black sons and black men, family members, and friends and all that, like, I was like, this is really, really overwhelming. Like, I don't know why it's affecting me like this. This is
I
so
too am a black
unfamiliar.
man.
What's that?
I too am a black man, but
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, it's just, I was like, I've never really felt like this before about something that was outside of my family. You know what I'm saying? And her response was, she said, yeah, we had a meeting about that earlier, and we all identified that we felt that way. And I was like, so what's that got to do with me?
she canceled you out because we all feel that way.
You know what I'm saying?
She canceled you out. Like,
Yeah,
that's,
All feelings matter.
sis.
All feelings matter.
yeah, all feelings matter. Yeah,
What the fuck? Jesus Christ. She ain't respect your melanin. That's what it was.
at all.
Oh, man. And she was a black woman, too.
She was doing it for the dollars. Like, she was doing it for the higher ups.
I don't think that's necessarily fair because it's her job to make sure people are staffed, right? She may have gone about it
Yep.
the wrong way and didn't have enough compassion in it. I get that, but just because a black person is doing their job doesn't mean they're a sellout. That's that bullshit.
No,
I
no,
get
no.
that. No, I
nobody-
get. Go
it
ahead.
ain't that. No, but there is a level of understanding that you expect. White people do it. Other cultures do it. It's kind of like a thing where I'm pretty sure right now, if somebody's watching all this bombing going on in the Middle East and somebody works there in the Middle East and they go to their Middle Eastern supervisor, you're gonna expect somebody to at least understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect you to do any favors for me, but like if I'm telling you something, I don't care. Even if I wasn't a black man, if I was a other type of man, and I'm telling you this social situation has got me in a weird headspace. I just need a couple days to clear my mind. Like, let me do that.
And what if you snapped on that Thursday that you asked to be out?
Right.
Like
It's her fault. She lied.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You snapped because shit done got real for you, but you said, I don't want to be here because you knew shit was going to, you know what I'm saying? You were feeling some kind of way.
Right.
Then all of a sudden, on that Thursday, you snap and like, do we have warning about XYZ happening? Yeah, I told the bitch I needed to be out on Thursday and Friday, but she wouldn't let me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Mr. Officer, as you take me to jail, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's stupid, man.
I told
he
you.
didn't say bitch in the way that we mean a term of endearment. by the way.
Yeah.
No, I mean it in the only way you can mean it when you say bitch. Like disrespectful as fuck. Yeah. Disrespectfully.
Disrespectfully. Well, that bitch should have let my nigga off. Now they lost him. Anyway, we're going to head to commercial and keep it moving. What's up, everyone? This is BJ from the 1528 podcast. We've got a few more episodes left in the season, and we want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to hear us talk about. We want to know what questions you have for us. So hit us up in the community group and let us know what you want to know. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Time for the second half of this here show. So we've been talking about the pandemic and how a lot of people
I
Use
hate my
it.
co-host.
use their time. So I got a question for you, gentlemen. During the pandemic, a lot of people said that if you weren't hustling, starting a business, or leveling up, somehow then you wasted all this free time that we were blessed with. Other people said that the pandemic was mentally rough, so just getting through it was hard enough, and you shouldn't feel bad just because you rested during that time to protect your sanity and your family. Which side do you most agree with, and how did you use your time during the pandemic?
I'm just gonna personally say fuck people and their perspective on your life.
I bet you ain't gonna answer the question though.
I do like that.
That is my answer.
It's
Okay.
not, but I appreciate that. But
I
what's
like-
your answer?
I like the way the question is written in the sense that which one do you most likely lean toward? Because I don't necessarily agree with either side, right? If you needed to rest for a year, I don't know, but over a year now. But I do believe that you should have leveled up somewhere, spiritually, emotionally, your family, because you had time to sit back and actually focus on it. That's also, that's why I think we have so much social movement. I think because people actually sat back and thought about the meaning of life and how important relationships are and all these other things like that. And then we saw people dying senselessly
No, you was right.
in
But
the
you messed
street.
up.
Right, that was not coming out, and I ain't on nothing but water. But when we see people dying senselessly, then it's like, wait, this is somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? And so I think you should have gotten better somewhere. Now, should you start a business? Maybe not. If you didn't know how to start a business before, then you ain't gonna know how to start one now. And trying to start a business during the pandemic? Oh, okay. I'm more so like, even if you got your business plan together, to say, you know what, I don't even know, but when I get up out of here, I'm gonna try this, or in the next 10 years, I'm gonna try this. But yeah, I do like JT's response too. My first thing is the roll my eyes emoji. Like, why you worry about what somebody else is doing in their life? You get yours together. Worry about yours. You know what I'm saying? But and then like Dre said, to answer the question, I do side more with that. Because I think every day you should be leveling up. Every day you should be getting better.
Wait, you side more with which one?
With the side that says you should have better leveled up over all this time. Because I feel like if you can find that time in the hustle bustle of the day to level up, as most of us have learned how to do, then I think, naturally, if you're a go-getter, you're going to learn how to level up when you ain't got nothing to do but sit in the house. So like I said, some way, not necessarily professionally, but it could be spiritually, emotionally, with your family ties or whatever. Something should have got better.
So when we said we were going to talk about this, like it made me laugh because I remember there was this other meme talking about y'all remember the show Empire? And so like I remember when the show would come on and a lot of people were against it because it seemed like it was pandering towards black folk and the whole blah 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 for whatever reason. And then people were talking about like, I'm not watching Empire, I'm making my own empire. And folks was like, how the hell you gonna make an empire in an hour? Like it all depends on how you choose to use your time. And I say this is that
the dumbest shit ever.
you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like if you survived this pandemic, however you survived, either just holding on to yourself or concentrating your efforts in other places to get you through, congratulations to you. I'm not a big guy on hustle culture because do what you need to do to survive, right? To take care of yourself, the bare necessities in life, you know what I'm saying? Shelter, food, protection, you know what I'm saying? Those type of things. But as far as being this person who gotta have 7 figures and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, miss me with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it if you wanted to, you know what I'm saying, had to do certain things, but that doesn't have to be a way of life, right? Not to me anyway. Clearly. But I just don't feel like if you didn't do this during this particular time, like if you didn't like level up and all this other stuff, like you wasted this time. Like I can't agree with that, but I do feel that you should have taken time for yourself to deal with the situation, the pandemic. I ain't talking about dealing with your job. I'm not talking about dealing with whatever dreams and aspirations. Like at least first deal with yourself. I happen to use the time, you know what I'm saying, to be able to examine what I really want to do in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it first started, I was turning 39. It really wasn't, it was like, whatever, right? And I started thinking, like, oh, it was after that. I was like, next year, I'm turning 40. Where the hell do I want to be at 40, right? Like, what I really want to do. Do I want to be doing exactly what I'm doing right now? Or do you want to do that and more? So I was able to do that. Like, I had the capacity, the mental capacity to handle and to do that. A lot of people didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Especially with people getting sick left and right. Some people can't handle stuff like that. This is a pandemic. This is people losing their lives and can't really help it. You know what I'm saying? It's a bug, something in the air, getting into your body, knocking people out in droves. And so you're sitting worried about if I started an LLC, you know what I'm saying, while people are dying. The fuck you mean? Like, get off my shit, and hopefully you did something well. So that's, you know.
All right,
that's
so I'm
Yeah,
kind of.
go ahead.
Can I go, or you want to go first? All right, so I'm kind of 50-50 with this whole statement because I definitely think anybody that got through the pandemic with their sanity intact, they won already. Like you made it through.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, no one in your family got sick, or hopefully you didn't lose anybody to the pandemic. So just getting through it is a win in itself. Taking some of that time to, I guess, get just mentally better. I don't know, just to take time just to really be by yourself. Like we were able to spend so much time with ourselves to look introspectively about some things. But on the flip side, a lot of people had a lot of time. And I don't want to say anybody wasted some time, but I think we all, and I maybe I can only speak for myself, but for the majority, I think people could have used that time a little more wisely in certain situations. Like you could have finally learned that language that you wanted to, because you had the time to. You could have learned to play that instrument online if you wanted to, because you had the time to. You could have done so many things that it's kind of one of those things where like people always say, well, if I had the time, I got to work every day. If I had the time, now you had the time, you just didn't have the gumption. You really didn't want to do it. You were getting that extra $600 or $700 unemployment, and you was good. So I'm 50-50 with it. I think there's a lot of things that could have gotten done or could have gotten like you said, JT. You started planning things or putting things in motion to set up the next stage of your life and your career and things you wanted to do. I feel like you
And the thing is,
used your time.
it didn't happen
wisely.
all of a sudden.
No,
Said
nothing happens every night.
Right.
Said that.
Okay, well,
Said that.
Said had mentioned in some form of way about setting the foundation. But I would say this: I'm proud of the fact that out of the pandemic and our boredom, this podcast was birthed. We wouldn't have been able to do that without the pandemic. We wouldn't have been able to do our RV tour without the pandemic. We were able to shift that paradigm with you two guys being able to work from home and me being laid the fuck off. We wouldn't have been able to do it. You know what I'm saying? So even though it's a terrible thing, obviously some good came out of it for us personally. So I feel like we did use our time a little more creatively. We ain't getting paid from this shit yet, but hopefully one day we will be sponsored by people that is okay with me fucking cussing all the goddamn time. And
The few.
as long as they paying a lot, that's all that matters.
Who is that? Pornhub?
Shit. Hey, where's that motherfucker that's on XM TV, XM Radio? Get him to
God.
sponsor us.
Howard Stern.
Yes,
Stern.
exactly. Get him to sponsor
Sponsoring
us.
another TV or another radio show.
Hey, we ain't,
probably not
we ain't-
wild enough for
yeah,
him.
he's like, we ain't big enough to affect his shit. Anyway,
We ain't wild enough either.
we definitely I feel like we're able to, pivot and use our time wisely. But I can only speak for myself personally. I still feel like there's some other stuff that I could have done to be more productive. So that's why I'm on the fence with that one. On one hand, yes, it's a blessing that we all got through it. Anybody got through it with their mental health intact. But just to say, just because you don't have to be in a hustle mentality doesn't mean it's wrong if you are. So that's how I
Winners win, losers lose.
Indeed.
Yeah, I think for me, I kind of changed stances on this during the pandemic because in the beginning I did feel like, as BJ said earlier, like we have all this time now that we didn't normally have, right? Especially, me being in New York, my whole commute was gone, so that freed up 2.5 hours per day. My after work activities were gone, so that freed up 4 hours every night after work that I just hadn't. Yeah, or 10 that I just didn't have before. So I felt like I needed to actually use that time to do something productive, which was a big inspiration behind even, looking to form the podcast. It's like, oh, well, something that's always on my mind. I ain't never going to have a better time than do it than now. Let's do it. So that did birth that. But maybe 2-ish months afterwards, I changed my thought process around that. Because at that point, it wasn't just we got all this free time because of the pandemic. It was, hey, we got all this free time because of the pandemic. But look at the social justice. But look at how many people are dying from the actual pandemic itself. But when is this shit going to be over with? I'm fucking tired of staring at these walls. Oh my God, if I got to do another Zoom meeting, I'm going to kill somebody. Like, what the fuck is happening in real life? I just want to go out to eat to a restaurant. So it became more stressful than it had ever been. And that's when I changed my thought process. And instead of intentionally worrying about things to do, I still found things to do and things still found me, but I wasn't necessarily intentionally looking for anything else to do to make myself feel like I had to do something. And I really got to the point probably end of July, early August, maybe. Actually, no. When did I come back to New York? August? whenever I came back to New York, I want to say middle of August, I was just really like, my sanity is at risk at this point. So fuck anything else that's not allowing me to just maintain my peace of mind throughout all of this chaos that we were living in. And I think if I had to do it all again, that would be the mindset that I held on to from beginning to end. Is it's going to be a lot that's going to happen. There's a lot that's happening, and a lot, whatever. So whatever you have to do. And I know when people, say that, you should have leveled up or whatnot, and that meme they're talking about like professionally for the most part. But even professionally, personally, whatever, like JT said, as long as you came out of it and you're okay, then it's a fucking win. Because this shit was a lot. It's literally a once in a lifetime pandemic that other generations haven't lived through what we've lived through. So there's no outline for what this was. So as long as we are here now, and I'm saying now because goddamn it, this shit better be over soon. But as long as you get through it, got through it, whatever it was, I'm supporting that. I don't judge people anyway, but I just personally don't feel like I needed to do anything. We did shit, which I'm proud of and excited about and happy for and going to continue, but I don't feel negative in any way if somebody didn't, like they wasted time. I think they did what they needed to do.
Yeah, like the audacity, right? The audacity for somebody to actually say that to somebody, whether you know them or not, right? Me coming on here and being like, you guys, what new business did y'all start? You ain't do nothing. Like, the audacity to just, and I guess social media creates that, to just feel like that you can tell somebody how to live their life. But I guess that's the whole influencer thing.
No, I mean, it's just a lot of judgmental ass people.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
fuck those people.
And I think sometimes people are trying to be motivating, but they're condescending at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
just
they're
being
trying to
jerks.
motivate you.
And not everybody's
You know.
not everybody's motivated like that. Like, you're not
Right.
going down me and I get motivated.
Right.
Yeah.
Beat you
You
up.
you gonna make me feel like shit to make me do better.
Yeah, that's called playing. That's
You
called
make me
hazing.
cuss you out.
We're not hazing organization.
Yeah, I get that. But like I said, even personally, I look at that and like, man, maybe, and this is just me, that there is more things I could have done, or just even just personally, whether it's, I still have clothes that I want to give away to the Salvation Army or a men's club that just haven't done, and I was getting home at 1:00 every day from work and had the rest of the day. I had time to go through these clothes and go give them to somebody who needed them more than I did. I
you
just
still got time.
didn't do it. I mean, I still have time, but I'm
ain't
not saying
over.
I don't. But now my schedule has changed. Now I have an
But see,
excuse,
that's the
right?
thing, though. but there's like levels to it, right? Like, we had to get used to it. Like, we had to get used to, like, wait, what do I do when I go out this house?
It definitely.
What do
was
I do when
weird, yeah.
somebody comes over my house? What do I do?
And also,
How
who the
do I
hell's gonna
work?
come pick
What
up this stuff I'm trying to throw away? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
all
So
this stuff. I'm not trying to build me a business because if I submit my shit to the government, it's gonna take an extra month for shit to process. Like, how the hell you gonna tell me I need to be doing certain things through a fucking pandemic?
Yeah. So, I mean,
That's my TED talk.
But-
Yeah,
there's
don't nobody
there's-
want your pandemic infested clothes? No way.
right, there's
Let
levels
them
to it,
bitches
though.
air out
It
for
really-
a week.
It really is, though. It's kind of like, so now that we're more comfortable, right? They're easing restrictions. Vaccines is out. Of course. Now,
about to be
now,
live, baby.
now your mind is more at ease. You can't think about a business plan. You can't think about giving away your clothes. You can't think about these things because now your mind isn't consumed with this novel, which for those who don't seem to understand what that means, it means new. You don't know nothing about it. So people are like, why do they keep changing their recommendations? Because they don't know about this thing. When they find out about it, they say something about it. So this novel pandemic or virus that became a pandemic, now and then anything we can get used to, anything you're gonna be like, look at BJ, look at the hospitality industry. At first it was like, ain't no way we're gonna do this. We got closed. Then it was like, let's move tables. Then it was like, let's put up some plexiglass. Then it was like, but then now you go to a restaurant and you cool because you like. Not only you got to be vaccinated, but you can eat outside, you can eat inside. They got the door open, they got you spaced. You had to figure it out as the pandemic went on. So, yeah, let people got to adapt. And if I want to adapt fast enough for you, like, get out my face.
Figure it out.
People got mad clever, you know what I'm saying, on how they take care of general life during the daggone pandemic. I appreciate the little personal igloos that they made here in DC so you can go and eat. But also at the same time, like,
Like igloos?
yeah.
Are they see-through?
Individual, yeah.
Like at
Um,
restaurants.
Outdoors, pretty dope. I just I don't like the idea of shitting on people, and I definitely don't like the idea of this expectation of hustling to the point. What?
So yeah, what do you have against the word hustling, right? Because like right now, if I get off of here and somebody was like, "I would give you $50 to come help me move this couch," I'm probably gonna go help them move that couch. You know what I'm saying? More than likely. So
What I have
that's
a
a
problem with-
hustle. That's you know.
No.
People
Right,
who just
that's
like,
different though.
yeah, people who
My,
just
my,
like,
my I'll say it's how the word is used.
Yeah.
It's not
Like
hustle.
toxic.
Like I get hustle. You know what I'm saying? Like I get doing what you need to do to survive, paying you rent, you know what I'm saying, or finding a way to make more money than you're used to making. Like my new hustle is Lyft driving, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I got my job, now I got also my side hustle, blah blah blah, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the hustle in which, you know what I'm saying, you're losing sleep, you're losing time with your family, you lose perspective on life in general because you just got to be fucking busy and doing shit.
Yeah,
That's
like
what I don't like
in
about
the
hustle.
concept of like the hustle culture, it's one of those things where trying to reach some kind of goal is more important than your peace of mind on the way there, right? It's like you're so worried about, I don't know, being a millionaire that you fucking go crazy and you kill your body trying to do it.
yeah,
Like the hustle culture is like it's an extreme of hustling.
And it's also to impress other people, which doesn't make
most of it. That's what most of it is.
Yeah.
but those who are in that position, they'll tell you, no, you work smarter, not harder. So they ain't even hustling like that. I mean, they're gonna
Right,
sacrifice. You're
exactly.
gonna do what you do, but you ain't nobody. No, I do self care. I have to go. You know, like I'm going to my summer home. I gotta go get a massage. Ain't nobody. You know, so I get it. And another thing I want to say, like, advice is received with trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can imagine if I came up to you guys and I said, because I know y'all, and I said, man, y'all ain't did nothing during this pandemic. Like, y'all ain't did nothing. Y'all can take that from me because y'all trust me. And y'all know I ain't trying to, like, come at y'all, but I'm just coming at y'all being like, y'all can do better. Like, y'all ain't did nothing. As opposed to some random person on www, like, y'all should do better. Like, you don't know me. Go on
This
somewhere.
here free social media.
This is free social app.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's this thing like let me tell you how busy I am and how much I'm accomplishing. You know what I'm saying? And you need to get on my level, even though I've only been on this level for 2 hours.
And you're not even
know what
on that
I'm
level if you're on Facebook like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Our social
If you're
media.
telling me about it, you're not busy for real.
For real.
Yeah, it's more for
You-
likes than for actual outcome.
It's like, yeah. Anyway, I was going to make a comparison, but I'll probably take us off.
Yeah,
off topic.
man.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's fuck y'all.
Okay.
Word up.
Anything else? Anything else? Any other topics? Spin-offs? Any other spin-offs?
Any other topics?
Not topics, but
How
like
about some final thoughts?
some final thoughts. That works too. What's your final thought?
We just gotta learn how to enjoy ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I was out this weekend. We went out on a boat, and it was so nice. And I got a chance to drive that mug, and never driven a boat before. And we were just out there having a great time. Got off the boat, came back downtown, where I live, and had a great time. And in the middle of doing all that, I was thinking, I ain't take one picture to post for a like or to stun on somebody to say, look at me on this boat. Or look at me
So
on
you
this.
need to do it.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that it's
You're
like,
in the moment.
right. And that's how I find myself. Like, even when I'm at the park with Duecey, and I'm like, people are like, you should take pictures of that so you can remember. Like, this is my memory. Like, we went to the park. He learned how to climb on top. He learned how to climb structures a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? That's my memory. If I don't post it for y'all to like it, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I try to take.
I get that, but take the fucking pictures though.
No,
That
I
At
matters.
least once in a while.
That's what I was
No,
going to say.
no, don't post them. You don't have to ever post them, but take them because
that's what I was
those
gonna say.
memories matter, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, when I think about it, like, I took a picture of him climbing, like, the smaller structure, but I was helping him on the bigger structure, so I couldn't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, Man, I just think we gotta like, kind of like what JT's been alluding to this whole time, and people jumped on. Just we got to get out of this whole like just living for likes, living for acceptance of people, even your family. You know, like I don't live for Ducey and my other kids to accept me. I live so that I can provide and so I can, you know, have a pretty decent life. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta like and like what JT said too. Like quit. Who are you to talk about what I should be doing in my life? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody just focus on them and how we can help the next person. I would like this meme better if it said, for those of you who have not done anything, you know, you feel like you haven't done anything productive during this pandemic, I'm gonna send everybody $1,000 so you can get some seed money, or I'm gonna do a workshop so you know you can learn how to like do that. Don't just
Like, if you would like to do more, how
Yeah.
can we help you do more? You know what I'm saying? Versus you ain't done shit.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
just
I'm
that's
saying?
just dangling. That's just dangling a carrot in front of somebody, telling you you're inefficient, and not knowing the person's been going through. But yeah, so final thoughts. Just do your thing, man. Focus on what makes you happy. Focus on what
Oh, that one your final
does
thought?
your mental health. This is the synopsis of that. Final thoughts.
And then closing
Let me
again.
give you the final thoughts on my final
I
thoughts.
hate y'all niggas, man. Y'all so stupid.
And then closing again.
Yeah, that's what you do. You summarize what you just said to make sure your point is made.
That was
Oh,
that,
you just say it once.
hey,
That's
nigga,
what
that was
you
that
do.
that was that preacher in him right there. Let me.
I tell you what, if y'all only
Keep
said what y'all
YouTube
said
PPM.
once, if y'all only said what y'all said once, our shows would not be 2 hours long. So keep it moving. Go ahead, next
Or
person.
your final thoughts can be a summary of what you said during the show.
No,
Either
because
way
I already
works.
said it.
Either
right?
way works, I guess.
I already said it, right? So why would my final thought
said
be
what I
I said
said.
the whole time?
I summed it up. And then I give you a synopsis of what I summed up.
But I didn't sum it up.
That's it.
For the people in the back.
For the people in the back.
Man, but I didn't sum it up. Anyway, let's see. Y'all go back and listen to
man.
this and see how many times y'all repeat yourselves.
I'm gonna
since
text
nobody
y'all
does
a
it.
bullet
God.
point.
Oh man.
loud.
So
Y'all stupid.
in summary, let me just say one, shout out to Go Peak Tea. I drink it because I like it. They don't sponsor me, but it's good. And in terms of the episode itself, along the lines of what JT was mentioning, when it comes to PTO, when it comes to time off, when it comes to all of that stuff, man, do what's best for y'all. Take the time if y'all need it, but don't do it for a company that ain't gonna give a fuck about y'all in the long run. Like, protect what you need to protect your mental space. If you working hard and you busting your ass because you got to do that for you, I support it. But if you doing it just to make some manager or some boss happy who really just gonna move on to the next person when it benefits them, then you might want to reconsider and rethink that. And hey, man, what y'all did during the pandemic was y'all time, so live your best life. Fuck them.
JT, what you got?
I mean, they done said all my good points, so I don't even know.
You
Y'all
better
heard what I
not
said.
repeat it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, said already set the precedent, so.
Right? Like, I don't know what else I said today, so go back and listen to the episode. But no, honestly, good people, we are here for a limited amount of time. And when some real shit is going on, it is okay to take refuge, to take cover, and not be in the midst of any type of other shit. Just sit still. Sit the fuck still, matter of fact, because it's too much mess going on for you to have to worry about being out there, being seen, being an influencer while people are sick and dying. Like, but I'm just saying, take this time that you have. I recognize that you are blessed to still be here while thousands upon thousands of people are no longer here in the course of a year. Don't feel the pressure to impress anybody. Don't even feel the pressure to impress your own self, because it's a lot of things that you can get lost and get trapped up in to fit some type of, I don't know, image, you know what I'm saying, or status in life, and it's going to be the end of you. Take your time with all of this, man. Like, even though we're coming out of this, the effects are going to last and going to ripple for quite a long time. So whatever time you need to really be that same productive person you were before this, take it. I personally do hope that you know what I'm saying, you cope with it quicker, just so you know what I'm saying, the world doesn't pass you by, because humans are like that. You can be stuck dealing with some issues, and the world is trying to keep on going about their business, going to forget you in all the areas that you're hurting. So
Man.
take this time. I wish you all the best. I wish you all luck. You know what I'm saying? I wish you all health. And, you know what I'm saying? Just know that you're not by yourself. Whatever it is that you got going on, I know a lot of people are still mentally shook from all of this. And so, you know.
Oh, so the key is if you repeat yourself and say something else. Just don't repeat the same thing.
Repeat yourself
Okay.
and say something else.
No, like reword it, but say the same thing. Got you. Cool. Go ahead, BJ.
Yeah, all that.
All right, so these petty ass niggas. My final
You
thought.
see how when you're trying to move forward and how people in this middle of this pandemic want to come back and talk about what you said.
In the middle of this pandemic, even though we're at the end of it. So, they got vaccinations and everything. We 70%
We are getting
herd immunity.
Pettier and pettier as the show goes on.
We had to end in the middle of this shit.
The middle end, the third quadrant,
In the middle.
3/5, nigga. So, my final thought is everybody just should continue to strive to be better every day. Love yourself. Take time when you need it. Take time to see your family, see your friends, and just keep being as productive as you can. Once again, happy birthday to my little sister. I love you so much, and God bless.
We love you. We love you so
Happy
much.
birthday!
Love
Well,
you so
God, man,
much.
happy birthday, sis.
How old am I? I'm 32. The big 32 for her.
Oh shit,
Putting
the
her
Magic
business out there.
Johnson.
For the birthday girl.
Yeah.
So the Magic Johnson.
Anyway, this is BJ.
Girl.
This is it.
This is Dre.
And JT.
Y'all niggas suck.
Peace. Bye.